You're listening to LSPN, the authority on sports-related podcasts.
Welcome to the Lufkin Football Show. I'm your host, Chris Daly. Have you tasted the good news? Whataburger's beloved jalapeno cheddar biscuit is back. A classic biscuit with shredded cheddar and chopped jalapenos baked right in. Try one alone or in a biscuit sandwich, however you like it. Served 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. for a limited time only at participating locations. Come by and see any of their 3 locations in Lufkin. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Carl Abseck to the show. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You bet, you bet. So, yeah, let's talk about Beaumont United. To me, that one seemed like you were just slow and steady, and you kept pulling ahead and kept building momentum. What was your take on the flow?
I think that would be pretty accurate. You know, I mean, we played offensively as well as we've played in a while in terms of 4 quarters. You know, the first half we had a few possessions where we didn't put points on the board where I would have liked to have done so, and where we had opportunities. You know, we had 1 turnover, we had 1 missed field goal. And so, you know, we didn't cash in on a couple opportunities, but what we did do was move the ball consistently for 4 quarters and maintain good field position. We never punted. So, you know, you felt kind of good about how we were playing. We just needed to clean up a few things. And then we did that at halftime and then came out in the second half and really continued to do a good job of executing, but then we finished the drives as well.
Oh, I love it. And talk about the defense, because 16 points, that was a good showing.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you consider that 7 of those, you know, are responsible for the offense, because we had a turnover that they ran back to the 1, you know, so I have a hard time putting that on the defense. But defensively, we played really well. Got good pressure on the quarterback, created a few turnovers, didn't allow them to maintain possession for very long. You know, the week before when they played Westbrook, that was a really short game, and United did a really good job of keeping possession and just methodically driving the ball down the field. And so our defense, although giving up a couple first downs here and there, really got off the field pretty quickly and gave us offensively a chance to get back on the field. I think the total plays was like 77 for us and like 44 for them, which is you know, a perfect mix for us, you know, because our defense is pretty good, and when they have the ability to stay fresh, you know, they're going to maintain that consistency through 4 quarters. So that was it was a good game for us on both sides of the ball, of matching each other's production. Nice.
And if you could pull out some of the players on offense and defense that did well.
Well, I mean, Kenny Waters, you know, went for I think 280 yards or something like that, 250 yards, something like that. He was 1 bad holding call away from breaking the school record, because he had an 80-yarder at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, that would have given him the school record for rushing in a game and 5 touchdowns. And so he had to settle for 250 or whatever it was at 4. But he, you know, obviously played well. But all 4 of the running backs played well in the sense of getting their opportunities and making the most. Colin had a great, you know, game as well, rushing the ball, some critical rushes and first downs made when we're trying to melt the clock down, and then Joker and Robert, you know, did their part as well, coming in there in relief. And so, but you know, if you're rushing for, I think we ran for over 400 yards, or right at 400, something like that. You know, your offensive line is doing some good things too, so we're really pleased with them. Javion did a really good job of managing the game. And the first drive, I think he was 5 of 6, you know, as we went down and scored on our first possession, which was huge, you know, because we hadn't gotten off to the best of start in the last 3 games. So it was good to get the ball first and go down and score. Defensively, Desmond Hood, you know, had another really big game, had a couple big hits, just playing all over the field. I thought, you know, Sam Smith had, you know, he had 2 picks, which is always nice when you're getting turnovers, and you know, it's an extra possession gain. I thought Michaelan Roberts played well at defensive end, and so I was pleased with them as a group overall. I thought the defensive line played really well.
Excellent. And let's talk about Galveston ball. It's last regular season game. It's home game. It's senior night. Let's get into the environment first with senior night and what all goes on there.
Well, I mean, before the game, we'll recognize all of our seniors and their parents, and have them come out on the field and be recognized, and just an opportunity for us to show our appreciation for what they do for our program and, how they represent the community. And then, for the most part, then we're going to just be business as usual after that. But the idea is that, we got to go and execute and continue to, our goal is every week is to be better than we were the week before that. And so that's where our focus is right now. I feel like if you take care of all those things, the score part will take care of itself. And so, really it's about us continuing to grow and improve. And as long as we do that, then we're going to have a chance to be successful because we have good kids. We have a good team.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look on paper, Galveston doesn't look strong this year, but how do you make sure the kids don't look past them towards the playoffs?
Well, because I think if you watch the film, you can see them doing some good things in every game they've played as well. Sometimes it's a break here or there that causes you to kind of, fall behind or get put in a bad situation as far as the score goes, but they have talented kids. They have several guys back from last year's team and, but they're going through the same transition that we are with new coaching staff, new schemes, and then also losing a really good senior class with some really heavy hitters in it. You don't get a Jonah Williams every year. And so, you're going to see a little bit of a fall off when you have one of the top 3 or 4 players in the country on your team. And so, it's an adjustment period for them, but they're not devoid of talent. And they've shown that, repeatedly in games where they've, had plays, made plays, had opportunities. It just hadn't necessarily bounced their way every time. But, as soon as you start taking something for granted, that's when you fall short. So, like I said, our focus is on us and preparing the best we can so that we can go play the best we can.
Right on. And I'm going to now do what, I say the kids shouldn't be guilty of, but let's talk about playoffs. As far as I see, no lower than third, but you could get second, correct?
Yes, sir.
And talk about what that would entail, how you would do that.
Well, how we would do what?
How you would earn second. I mean, obviously you got to win.
The only way we can win or get second place is if we take care of business against Ball and then Westbrook were to beat Barbers Hill. That's the only scenario where we can get second. So, that's pretty self-explanatory or, simple to understand. And then after that, then it's kind of just a what's it, And so, if we're second, we get a home game against one of the District 10 teams, the third place team in District 10. And then if we're third, then we get to hit the road to HISD and play the second place team in District 10. So the second place team is Westbury.
Got it.
I think their top 2 are pretty much, I think, solidified. I think,
right.
But I'm not 100% sure on that. Their third, fourth is a little bit up in the air because some games got to be played that involve all those people. So that part we'll have to just sort out and see what happens.
So you cross that bridge when you get to it, right?
Yeah. Right now we're just worried about Ball, and then we'll get the other part Friday night and start working on those plans.
Sounds good. Well, once again, Coach, congratulations on Beaumont United. A very good all-around showing. Best of luck against Ball, and hopefully we're all lined up, ready to go next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas high school football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.